What's up, everyone? My YouTube family. I'm not dead. Balding, still afraid to shave my head. Overweight, but not dead. And thanks to Emily J, who sent me a very nice comment asking me was I going to review the episodes of Legend of Korra, and I kind of responded like, I was thinking about not doing it because I thought people had lost interest, and then she was like, well, I'll watch, and I'm like, you know what, let me go ahead and start, and then I started writing down my thoughts, and I got all excited. And now I'm doing it. So thank you, Emily J. If you guys leave a comment and you want to give a shout out to Emily J, please do. And so yeah, I'm going to review the premiere 3 episodes, which was weird. I was happy, but it was weird. 3 episodes, and yeah, I'm going to start with the first episodes. I've written some things down, so if you see me looking down, it's to try to keep myself on track and stop me from rambling like I'm doing now. And I'm just going to review the episodes separately. The first one, A Breath of Fresh Air. It continues to blow my mind how much I like the modern themes that are incorporated into the show. You know, Korra being worried about her public approval ratings, the cars, the press is hilarious. The airships. It's just the more and more I've watched it, and I've watched the episodes multiple times. Like, it grows on me more and more each time I watch the episodes, and so it's incredible how much it flows. At first I thought, I'm like, this is going to be not good when I first watched the book 1, but more and more it just grows on me. Now, whoever is doing Bolin's writing this book, I'm incredibly happy, for applaud, because book 2, they were trying to make him funny, but there's most of the time I'm like, you know what, his character has been really annoying right now, but he's had some genuinely funny moments. The part where he lifts his, if only I had hair to spike, when he spikes his hair and mocks his brother's like, I have to focus on work. I had to pause the episode. I was rolling. I was cracking up. That was so perfect. That was so hilarious. And so I'm really happy he's being genuinely funny so far. And then I'm also really, really excited for the new Airbenders. Yay! Whenever you think about Avatar: The Last Airbender or you think about the Air Nation, it's really sad. It's oh my gosh, everyone is gone. And so I'm like, yes, they get to make a comeback. And now, since they're making a comeback, can we get an upper level of airbending, Mike and Brian? I mean, something with pressure or sound. I've said in my videos multiple times, if you guys have watched them, sound travels on air. So a sonic boom, maybe, Mike and Brian. Something with pressure, they make somebody pass out because they dropped the pressure of the air. Let's get an upper level of bending for air, because I love air bending. I'm a water bender, but I love air bending. So yeah, alright, let me stop. I do have to comment though on the guy, the voice actor that does the voice work for Boomy, when he was attempting to do his air bending. He has the most comical grunts and sounds I've ever heard. He's like, and they have his hand in the frame. He's like, yeah. I was cracking up, dude. I was rolling. There was a couple parts in this episode that I had to pause it, when Tenzin slides out of frame, when Mako walks up to talk to Korra. I was cracking up. Those parts were, oh my gosh. So my favorite part of the episode is when Korra is trying to get rid of the vines, and the building is falling apart, and she stops that part of the building from hitting the ground. And it's not just my favorite part because it's an animation marvel. It was beautifully animated. I wish I could draw, but it's also because right before she stops it, she drops her glider, and we hear the sound of wood hitting the ground, and it's just it's such a little thing that I'm just oh my gosh, why am I talking about it? But I don't know, it's just those little things that they do, that it shows that how much they care, and it just elevates the show from being just a typical cartoon. It's much more than that, and I love that. They put so much passion and so much work into it. It's kind of hard not to even if there are things that irritate you, which there's nothing so far that really irritated me. I found couple things to be a little weird. How the people are blaming Korra for the vines. I'm like, she didn't do that. It's not her fault. I thought that was a little weird. And then we had the that orange spirit that kind of appeared right before Korra hit the vine, was about to hit the vine. She didn't actually hit it. And he's like, oh, you made the world this way, Avatar Korra, and we're just trying to live in it. And I'm like, okay, orange spirit, you're a spirit. So if you don't like the mortal world, go back to the spirit world. Like, I didn't get the reason why we had the illusion that they are stuck there. I'm like, she opened those portals, but you didn't have to come through it. Like, go back to the spirit world. Like, I don't know. So I don't know why that was incorporated into the episode. I found it kind of strange, and they should address that. And honestly, with the spirit portals, how come no one has talked about Cole as face stealer? Like, I'm still like shocked that no one's like, he doesn't need access to the world just willy-nilly, like whenever he wants. No, okay. So I'm not going to get all emotional about that. But the last thing I want to say about the episode before I move on to the second one is Zahir is a pretty expert airbender for a guy that was locked in a cell and who was not an airbender 2 weeks before that day. Yeah. I thought it was a dream sequence, but I digress. It was a pretty awesome fight. It was freaking bomb, and he's evil. So he's our villain, of course. So we got his introduction, and I guess that was an okay introduction. I just would have liked to see him struggle a little bit, like maybe miss, like I don't know. Let me move on to the next episode, Rebirth. I'm having fun. I'm liking this start so far. Asami's airship is as breathtaking as the helicarriers in the Marvel movies. Like, that thing, again, I wish I could draw or work on the computer animation. Like, it was so cool. Like, the glass, it was amazing to look at. I want to ride on Asami's airship. Oh, that sounded pretty bad. I'm sorry. I'm actually talking about riding the airship. Oh gosh, now it's just in my head. I can't get it out. The airship was really awesome. And in this episode, I'm so happy we get introduced to an earthbender that like bends lava and like makes it himself. That I've always wondered, like, lava is hot rocks. I know it takes a lot of heat to heat them up, but I didn't really understand why the firebenders could bend them. But I guess it's two elements really working together. So, but earthbenders should be able to bend lava, and so I'm so happy that we've been introduced to somebody that can. But why does he have to be evil? Why can't all the cool things be founded by the good people? But at least it's being introduced. This episode had my stomach in pain. Between Bolin, Boomy, and Tenzin, I was rolling on the floor. Tenzin, like, giving his reasons to join the airbending, giving right reasons, okay reasons to the wrong people. The guy's, like, eating a piece of a chicken, and he's like, oh, vegetarian. He's like, what? No meat? Slam the door. And then Bolin talking about throwing people in potato sacks, and then Boomy's like, oh, that's how they got me to join the United Forces. I'm like, oh, gosh. I was cracking up. And then the mom, when she was like, ow, that sounds wonderful. I'm like, oh, I was cracking up. I had to pause the episode on that. I actually rewinded it a couple times, like, just to have a reaction replay. Ow! Like, oh my gosh, I know people that act that way, so oh gosh, my jaws are starting to hurt from smiling so much. And then she called her son up, Ryu, and the guy Ryu in the cartoon, he's named and drawn after one of the animators of the show. I watch a lot of interviews with him and stuff, so I've seen him before, and it looks a lot like him. But I was cracking up on that part. She's like, just get out of the house. Try it for a couple of weeks. I was rolling. I had to pause there, too. It was a really fun episode. I really had a lot of fun, but I think we can all agree that the most important part of the episode was Zuzu! Oh, snap. I was so happy to see Zuko. Oh, Zuko is so badass. He, like, hopped on his dragon and is like, I'll stop him. I'm like, good as Zuzu. Oh, my gosh. I'm like, who can follow Zuzu? Nobody. But now on to the Earth Queen, which this episode makes me love Asami just even more. Like, her fighting moves are the shiz. Like, I love her character so much. She is so incredible. She's a businesswoman. She's a fighter. She's a down to earth friend. Even though she's rich, she's like she's every woman. Like, I love Asami. Okay, like I love that character. They do such a really good job of making her relevant as a non-bender and formidable as a fighter. Like, oh my gosh, just whew, I love her character. Now, this episode got very serious, and it was a little difficult to watch. It was very. I'm happy that Bolin and Mako found their family, but it was like really sad that they didn't know that one of their relatives was deceased. I was like, that is sad. And then Mako gave away his scarf. Oh gosh, tear bending right now. Like, what? He gave the scarf to the grandma, and then in the next scene, she's like wearing it, and I'm just like, I feel her pain. Like, she's like, this is the last thing I have of my son after he left, and I'm just like, oh gosh, okay, let me stop talking about it because I'm getting a little emotional. I don't need to cry on camera, but I really love that part, and I'm happy that they found their family. That is really cool. Okay, since the episode is called The Earth Queen, I guess we can talk about the Earth Queen. And I'm pretty sure that everyone is in agreement that she's a female dog that needs to be put down. I do not like this woman. I do not like her at all. She needs to be taken off her throne, kicked off of it right now. And I find it, ironic and funny that we have the book is called Change, yet we have things that have not changed since Avatar: The Last Airbender. It still bites to live in Ba Sing Se. How is it still a country? Like, it is awful to live there. The Dai Li are still like little evil pawns that you just want to squash in between your hands and grind into paste. Like, why do people still live in Ba Sing Se? It has not changed, like, whatsoever, really. And so I like the irony, but it's actually really good to have those people, like people that are stuck in their ways and set in tradition, because when change comes, they bun it with opposition, and so that'll make good. It'll be good for conflict. But I'm like, oh my gosh, who is still living Ba Sing Se? Get out of that place. Now the video is getting long, but if you watch my videos in the past, I cannot help it. I can talk about one episode for 30 minutes and talk about 3 for the same amount of time. I don't know how I do it. I just want to bring it to the close by saying I'm really excited that we're getting this Team Anti-Avatar. I'm happy that I'm not happy, but I'm excited. I'm interested that we have an evil airbender who is awesomely insane. I think we're in for a treat for this book. I cannot wait to see how it unfolds. The last thing I want to say, and it's kind of a gripe. I don't want it to sound like mean. It's just kind of something that it's like an observation, I guess. The limited format of episodes kind of bothers me. Like, I miss the episodes like the Tales of Ba Sing Se and the Cave of Two Lovers, like the episodes that they weren't required for you to watch, like they didn't progress the story or whatever. Not a lot, but they were just really fun to watch. I really missed that. And they were like character building and like, team building episodes where we got to know how the team interacted, I don't know. I miss those kind of episodes. Instead, we get like really short moments, like Asami and Korra were in the car, and so that kind of makes me sad that we don't get like a spa day for them. Like, that would be so fun. And so another thing with the limited episode format is the stuff, like everything just kind of gets laid out, and there's no build up. There's like no build up to some of the things, and you're like. Some of it's shocking, and some of it's like, oh, I wish I had like waited or did something. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I love it. This is a solid start, but I would love it more if there was like 20 episodes, and then we would have like, there would be some build up to some of the things, like, the introduction of the new airbenders and giving Korra more time to try and get rid of the vines, but I'm rambling now. There's nothing left on my card. There's nothing left written down, so I'm just talking. But I'm loving it so far. I'm excited for where it's going, and I'm excited to see if we get like an upper level of airbending and this evil airbender guy. Hopefully he doesn't cause too many problems. But yeah, that overall, I'm really happy, and at this time, I'm going to draw the video to a close. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe if you want to. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Negative and positive criticism makes the world go round, and yeah, can't wait for the next 2 episodes. I guess they're gonna do this 2-episode thing. It's weird, but yeah. Peace out, everyone, and until next time.